Today is Tuesday. I'm starting off week 6 out of 12 of my New to Running, Couch to 5K program. And for this week, I am doing my first run focused on or targeting distance instead of time. I've made really good progress. I'm really proud of that. But there's still a long ways to go. If this is the first video you decided to click on, my name's Delaney, and I feel really motivated to really change my life, redesign a dream life for myself. And one of my first focuses is to improve my cardiovascular health, to be a more active person, and also to be a more fun mom that can keep up and play with my kids. So I'm trying running. I've set a goal for myself to run a 5K in the end of April. And at this point, it is now halfway through March, a little over halfway through March. And honestly, prognosis is not good. I think the chances of me actually being able to run a full 5K is like less than 10%. I really don't think it's going to happen. My current focus for this week is really just seeing what I can do. And at the end of the week, I want to be able to make a decision on if I need to make any changes to my plan. This being week 6 out of 12, I think it's also a good time, kind of at that halfway point, to look and at how I want things to go versus how things are actually going, and try to make some changes. Hit my goals if I can, or more than likely move my goals to something that, now that I have more information about my starting point, finding a more realistic end point for those goals. Yeah. So today, being my first distance run, I'm a little bit nervous, but I am also excited. So I have a 5-minute walking warm up, and then 750 meters at a conversational pace, and then 60 seconds walking. Do that twice, and then do a cool down. My family, my husband and I, decided to get a membership to a rec center, but the parking lot is very crowded. And so far I've been going to places that are like mostly empty, like very few people there, because I'm just embarrassed, I guess. All I'm doing is trying to make my life better. And why is that embarrassing? Why is it embarrassing to try and make your life better? I don't know. I always feel a little bit like, not dizzy, maybe a little dizzy. I really enjoyed that run. I feel like it was a good run for today. I really like running inside on the track. I think like lots of rec centers are like this, where the track is like upstairs around the basketball courts, and there was like a, I don't know, middle school, high school basketball tournament going on. So there were just like tons of teens and parents of teens watching basketball, and then little old me just surviving. I feel like it is just exposure to those things, because at first I almost like changed my plan, because I was like, that's embarrassing. Everyone's going to be looking up at me and going like, what is that? Who does she think she is? What is that fat girl doing running up there? But they were there to watch their kids. They weren't there to make fun of me. What I didn't love about the run today was that I could not do it. The goal was 750 meters. I could not run 750 meters without stopping. I stopped about halfway through. So just some good food for thought. It's Sunday again. I am back outside, back at the park, really
really ready for my run today. I totally rolled my ankle during my last run, or when I was helping, because at my foot, like the side, if this is my foot, like it was like the side of my foot, and then like the back of the ankle, Achilles kind of situation was really tender after my last run. And then I went and helped move some of my grandfather's stuff and like tripped over the concrete, tripped on the sidewalk and rolled my ankle, and it really hurt. Maybe I should roll that back. It didn't like really hurt. Like I'm not worried that it's a serious injury. But when it was time to do my run on, whatever, Thursday, Friday, I was feeling very sore and very tender, even just walking. Um, so I didn't run. I just skipped that run altogether because I was worried that it would only make things worse. And even still today, my ankle and like my Achilles feel the back of my heel feel pretty good, but there's still a little, again, if this is my foot, my right foot, and this is my pinky toe, then there's like a little bit like right on the edge of the foot. That's just still a little bit tender. I think it's going to be totally fine. I'm really ready to run. It is like 60 degrees, which is just like perfect. So I'm back outside. I think we're going to be moving from where I'm happy to have the rec center now for cold, windy days. And then it's going to like immediately flip over to being excited to have the rec center for days that are too hot to run. I'm trying to put myself in that mindset of being thankful that my body can move, that I can try to run, and that I can run at all, that I can enjoy, you know, all the beauty around me. I live in a beautiful place and it's always gorgeous out here. My daughter is teething or just going through a sleep regression, probably both of those things, which means I'm going through a sleep regression. So I am feeling really tired, but I know that if I do any movement at all, it's just gonna give me more energy and make me just feel a lot better. So we're gonna give it a go. My plan for today, I should do a 5-minute walking warm up and then 250 meters at a conversational pace, and then 30 seconds of walking, and then 1 kilometer at a conversational pace, and then 90 seconds walking, and then repeat that 2 times, and then do a 5-minute cool down. When I did my last run, it was 750 meters, and I couldn't do that. So I'm not super optimistic, but I'm just gonna do my best, and I'm gonna try to pay attention to how much I can do, just to kind of check in with myself. Now that I have some experience and some more just information about running and me running and what I'm capable of at this point, I should be able to review, my goals and see. I mean, initially I was saying if they need to change, but being real with myself, it's how they need to change. I know that I'm going to need to sit down and come up with a new motivational target, if you will. Although, no matter what, I'm still doing the 5K in the end of April. I just think, being real with myself, if I can't run 750 meters and it's a month away, I think it's 34 days to the 5K. I don't think I'm going to go from not being able to run a single kilometer to running 5 in a month. I really do feel like energized after I do a run, which is just so awesome because I'm tired, like every day. I have a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old. I'm tired. So it's really nice to do something, and then it really does just make you feel better than when you started. Well, it wasn't a great run. It was a great run. It was not according to plan. I felt great for the most part. I really enjoyed my time outside. It was so beautiful, and I'm just so happy that I live in a beautiful place. I should be enjoying it. And now I am. However, there were some negatives. One of the negatives is tons of bugs. I must have probably, I feel like 100 bug bites. It's probably realistically like 4. But I feel like I was just like running through like a cloud. You know how bugs do that? Oh, it's so gross. I just like was run through just like a cloud of bugs. I'd like try to like swerve around them. So I didn't love that. I did not love that. Well, negative in that I knew I cannot run a kilometer yet. So I tried to really push myself to what I could do, and like I tried to break it down into even smaller chunks. I can run the 250 meters straight. It took me about 2 minutes to do that, and that kind of tracks with I have been able to run 2 to 3 minutes straight. So I didn't quadruple that overnight magically. That is still realistically where I'm at. So I'm still really proud of myself. I'm really proud of the run that I did, but the run that I did and the run that Runna said I should do are not the same. And as much as I've loved using Runna, it's just, it hasn't been giving me realistic runs. I don't know if that's Runna's fault, if that's user error. Maybe I input something incorrectly in there. But I don't think I don't think I've got it dialed in where it needs to be at the moment. Also, I ate like a lot of baklava for lunch because it was delicious. But then I gave myself a stomach ache. Should you eat a bunch of baklava for lunch right before you try to run? Probably not. But I did. And it was delicious. I do think, though, if I'm not fueling myself correctly, I'm obviously holding myself back from improving my physical health. So I have a lot to think about. Well, we finished week 6 of my running journey. And this week, I really wanted to focus on kind of like rebaselining. I started this goal. I hate saying journey because everyone says journey, but I started this journey having no idea how it was going to go and what I was going to be capable of. So at the 6 weeks, that is the halfway mark of this 12-week program through Runna. And I knew that I needed to look at what I was capable of doing this week, what felt right, and how I need to adjust my goals to make sure that they're still like that I'm still reaching for something, but that it's actually realistic. Because I feel like if I'm chasing an impossible goal, I'm just going to get demotivated and want to give up. So I want my goal to be difficult, but not impossible. So I am really proud of my progress. In only 6 weeks, I went from not being able to run at all to being able to run for 3 straight minutes consistently. And I'm really, really proud of that. I really am. It feels just awesome to be able to do something that I really didn't think I could do. And I know for any runners out there, that's nothing. I know that that's nothing. I run really slow, so that 3 minutes, I'm like barely moving. But for me, it's huge. It feels really amazing. So I am really, really proud of that and really proud of the work I've done. And I do want to continue working on running and working towards being able to run a full 5K. That being said, 3 minutes and 30, 45 minutes of straight running, very far apart, worlds apart. So the goal of running a 5K by the end of April, it currently being the end of March, it's just not realistic. I am having a lot of fun running though, so I'm still absolutely going to participate in the 5K in the end of April, and I'm going to do a combination of walking and running and try to really push myself to run as much as I can. But the idea of actually running a full 5K at the end of this, now I know how unrealistic that was, at least for me. I see so many programs and videos of other people going from no running to running a full 5K in 12 weeks. And so I know it's possible for some people. The Couch to 5K program is only 9 weeks. And I know it's possible for some people. I don't know why it's not possible for me, but I'm trying not to be down about it. I just want to be real with myself and give myself grace. And maybe I'm just starting a little bit further back from some people. I haven't had a very active lifestyle for a very long time. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to be able to run a 5K, but I do know I still want to move in that direction as my long-term goal. So wrapping up this week, I think it was a really good week. I do think I can still improve and do better. But I would say this is probably a pretty average week for me because I'm not a super hardcore person, and I want to do better, but I have to be real with myself. I'm just not hardcore. So I need to find something that is a good balance and that will just change my life long term because it fits in my life and I can stick with it. So I have a lot to think about. I want to sleep on what this means for my long term kind of approach to my goals, how I want to change them, and how changing my goals changes what I want to do, like in a week to week, day to day kind of structure. So if you're still here, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Do you have any ideas on things that I can do to adjust the plan? Have you started running and do you have any tips? And I will see you next week.